Hello and welcome back to FiddleUP. I'm Emerald Ray, and today I'm going to be sharing a few quick tips on how to get started in fiddling. And this is going to be some random stuff that just didn't fit into any other video. So I'm going to go through a few things that you should know when you're getting started off that may surprise you or may not surprise you, but they're things you need to know for engaging in your fiddling life. The first one is you have to cut your fingernails. And when I say cut your fingernails off, I mean all the way off. So if you look at me, I have no fingernails whatsoever. I keep them all really short. There's barely any whites there, and they really do need to be this short. I'm really sorry if you've got pretty fingernails or just little ones, or just like if you're saying, oh, but it's just a no. Sorry, you literally can't. And you shouldn't, because if you're trying to play the fiddle, I promise you any kind of anything is just going to get in your way. Even people that have like a long nail bed, sometimes that can really hamper things. So I would just start cut them all off, work them back. You can still do nail polish. They just have to be little baby nails. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I totally understand, because I would have longer nails if I could, but it's just something you gotta say goodbye. I'm so sorry. Just say a little say a little prayer, a little goodbye to your beautiful fingernails. One exception might be if you have longer nails, like for classical guitar or banjo or something like that, where you have actual acrylics. Okay. But you're gonna have to find a way to work around that. I would just take them all off, honestly. Fingers that absolutely have to be short is the four fingers on your left hand that are going to be fingering. You could have a long thumbnail. I'm not sure why that might look weird, but if you really must have a nail, your left thumb. And then on your right hand, the fingernails that have to be short would be your thumb and your pinky. You could do a longer nail technically on the other three fingers, but again, why? It's just that if you do that, it's going to be all mismatched and look a little funny, and most people don't bother with that. But if you want to, you do you, just go for it and do whatever makes you feel happy. Again, nail polish is fine. Nail polish shouldn't get in the way. I never do nail polish because I can actually feel the weight of it in my hands, and it feels weird. And if I got used to it, I'm sure it would be fine. I wear nail polish on my toenails and it's fine. I don't notice the weight down there, but when I have polish on my fingernails, I can literally feel it, and it feels strange to me. So I just don't bother with it. So that's all that. I would just keep your hands moisturized, and you can do all of that stuff, but yeah, bye to long fingernails. Sorry. Another thing you may or may not have to say goodbye to is necklaces, scarves, and turtlenecks. Another bummer. And this is only while you're playing, not in your whole life. But I'm one of those people who plays a lot, and so I have pretty much had to say goodbye to these things in any sort of, practical practical situation. Necklaces is the biggest bummer for me. I am always looking at beautiful necklaces everywhere, wishing I could wear that on stage, and you just can't. I would love the big chunky ones too. I'm just always looking at chunky necklaces everywhere going, oh, I would love that. But I never go out unless I have a gig. So that's that. So I wear no necklaces at all. You could wear a little something small. You technically could wear a little something small, but be aware that the metal, if there's any metal, is going to rattle against your fiddle. So that's something to be aware of. I love earrings. I do earrings as long as they don't rattle against my fiddle. These kind of do, but that's why I'm wearing them in a video while I'm not playing. So Yeah, necklaces, earrings, you got to watch out. I do the earrings. I do certain types of earrings that are like big and cool and don't get in the way. I also have my fiddle a little bit further down my shoulder when I'm doing my fiddle singing thing, so I can have my beautiful earpieces. But that's it. Scarves, you definitely can't wear a scarf when you're playing. I've tried. If you're in a situation where it's really cold and you need to wear a scarf, then great. But if you're in a situation that it's that cold where you have to bundle up, you shouldn't be playing your fiddle anyway. I know we've all had those outdoor gigs where it's just freezing and you're almost wearing gloves. But really, like, try to avoid doing that. If you're gonna be doing a lot of outdoor gigs like that, I would almost like have a cheaper fiddle because you could really damage your fiddle. So I try to avoid that, but it happens a few times a year that you just get stuck in a situation where it's really cold and you have to get through this gig and your fingers are freezing off and you can't play anymore. It just happens. So scarves, not going to work when you're playing. Turtlenecks as well. You will just see that that's just not going to happen. So be aware that certain types, even collars, like certain types of things are not going to work with it. Be aware that your neck has to be free, you know. these are on my bowing side. So I generally have my hair come down on this side, specifically on my right side. Another thing you're going to want to have around is an armless chair. I know that sounds like the most random thing ever, but if you're sitting and playing in a chair, you will quickly notice that the arms of the chair get in the way of your bow. And this is true for anybody who plays guitar as well. That doesn't work. So musicians, when they go play somewhere, are always looking for an armless chair. Please, is there anywhere in this restaurant, venue, whatever, is there an armless chair? And people always look like, huh? It's a random request, but it's true. So especially for practicing at home, you're going to want a nice, it can have a back, but you're not going to be resting against it. Most likely you're going to be sitting up in your chair. You want to have a comfortable seat. You can have a piano bench. I'm actually sitting on a drum stool right now. So something like that's just like a little stool or a little bench is really perfect. Or something that has a back but no arms is perfect. So that's going to be something that you need to have for your practice if you're going to be practicing and sitting down while you're practicing. And another great tip that I learned really early that I'm so glad that I learned, that is, again, something random but so important, is to leave your fiddle out. And it's not just leave your fiddle out, like giving it a home and almost making a kind of little decoration out of it is such a great thing to do. It creates a space somewhere in your house where your fiddle lives and stays out, just like this. Mine is just sitting right in front of me. Just a little place, maybe with a cloth underneath it or something, just for it to live. And this could be, on a shelf, on a table, somewhere where your fiddle can be out and in the air. If you have home humidification or temperature control, it's a good thing to pay attention to where the fiddle's living. But leaving your fiddle out does something really extraordinary. It welcomes the fiddle into your life and into your home and gives it, some gravitas and sort of a sense of, okay, this is my fiddle life now. Fiddle is part of my life and it's part of my home. And so it kind of gets it into your psyche that this is a part of my world. So when you're just starting off, if you're feeling like, oh, how do I incorporate this? Leaving the fiddle in the case is actually not a great idea. You're going to forget about it. It's going to be kind of away. And, if you're the kind of person who puts everything away all the time, great. But most of us aren't, right? Most of us like to have our stuff around. So leaving the fiddle out also creates other little opportunities for you to pick it up. You will pick it up more often because you'll be thinking about it. You'll see it and you'll see the fiddle and suddenly you'll say, oh yeah, that tune that I'm supposed to be practicing, maybe I should sing that for a minute. And you will, I promise you, walk over and pick it up for 5 minutes a lot more often. And you can just pack in a ton of practice time without even really trying. by just having it be there as a little, you know, just sort of an open invitation for you to play. And you will find little times you'll go, oh, you know what, I think I'm going to take a 15-minute break from work or whatever. I'm just going to go have a little fiddle break. And because you don't have to get it out of the case and do all of that stuff, then it cuts out the time and you could spend that time practicing. So that is something that I like to do as soon as I come back from, you know, if I've been out at a gig or on tour or something like that, when I come home, my fiddles come out of the case and they come sit out and they're just ready for me, and it's lovely. So those are some quick tips for getting started with your fiddle life. And yeah, well, welcome to the fiddling world. You are most welcome. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. And good luck with everything. Have a great day.